Yo, yo, okay, we're working here. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome back. Welcome to the IRL channel. Uh-oh, we got company across the street. Hold on. Hey, chill. Chill out. Oh, man, it's going to be a problem now. We're going to have to deal with this shit the whole way. You see, there's another dog across the way, and he ain't liking it, you know? He thinks this is the other dog acting like you don't even see him. Dude, chill out. Hey, relax. See, he's never going to let it go now as long as this guy is on that side of the road with me. So I'm going to have to deal with this. 8-ball. So I'm going to have to deal with this now because, yeah, he doesn't take too kind to strangers. Easy, bro. All right, sit down. Chill out. Sit. Sit. Good. Stay. No, sit. Stay. Give him a little break. No, sit. Stay. Oh, you'll be good. All right, so I got to wait a little bit. Hopefully this guy will get far enough away that he'll chill out. Oh, there goes the monkey routine. What's up, buddy? Hey, relax, buddy. Relax. Now, sit. You were being good. Sit. Good boy. You stay. You stay. Let them go a little bit. No, you stay. Stay with me. Let him relax the leash so he doesn't feel like he's got to get off it with this old man. Who you calling old man? You, motherfucker. So I got some ideas. I opened a new channel today. I know. I've done this before. But this channel seems like it's going to be a little bit easier. And I kind of don't even want to talk about it because what happens is I speak about it and then I don't do anything and I let everyone down. Come on, man, this guy's over there like looking back, stopping and shit, trying to give him like a good, like quarter mile, half miles head start. You know, if you wonder what I'm up to, I've been craving some sweets, and we're gonna do a show tonight. We're gonna go live at 8 o'clock over on Fomo TV. I've been pretty good about putting the IRL streams up on this side, so I don't know why. Well, I know why. We haven't been getting anybody coming over here. You got to make sure you got notifications on. You got to make sure YouTube notifications on, and you need to go back and check because what's been happening is not only on YouTube but on Twitter, they're shutting off people's notifications for certain channels. This has happened to about 4 or 5 people I follow on Twitter on a regular basis. One of which I oh my God, this freaking old man, dude. A couple of them. Look at this funny shit. This dude trying to run. A couple of them I watch on a consistent basis. I even use video from so I don't know why the hell I got, not unsub, but the notifications got turned off. And I also noticed, I started looking at some of the YouTube channels last night because I'm like, how come I'm not seeing when there's a car chase or when this is happening or that's happening? Like I've subscribed to this so I could be notified. And those were off too. So make sure that you have notifications on for the channel. If you subscribe, put on all, hit the bell. Also, make sure you have notifications for YouTube in general on, because you can turn on notifications and not have notifications on YouTube. And there's no point then because you're not going to get notified about anything, especially with the app. Okay, YouTube's notorious for this, but I've noticed it on Twitter as well. And there's because a couple days went by, I'm like, damn, this guy, I use some material that I see there, he's got some good shit. And I mix it up and wasn't being notified. I put a short out tonight, some of which you'll see some of the video from that. It's not all of it, but some of it I had mixed up and put up. That was from one of these accounts that I use. And put up another short. I just played it straight from the beginning. Didn't privatize it, try to get cute with it. I launched it immediately. And we'll see when I get back if it gains any kind of traction. But, you know, the last short only got 125 views. That was kind of that was whack. You know, we had thousands prior, so trying to figure out what I did wrong or what the sauce is to keep that going. But the shorts are pretty cool. I enjoy making those. So the new channel is going to be a, it's called, damn, what did I call it now? Was it Phone Stars? No. Oh man, I got to go back and look now. What's the name of that channel? Not Drink Stream. They call it Drink Champs. So I think I called it either Phone Champs or Dial Champs. Maybe it was Dial Champs, like Drink Champs, but Dial Champs. So when I looked up, did a little bit of research on the name and the analytics behind it, it looked like it might be a good name. So we're going to go with that, and it's going to be a channel devoted towards reenacting some of these stupid calls that I got to counter all day long. They're actually pretty funny. I'm going to do skits for that. It's actually probably easier than the slime videos because there's not that much like camera. You know, the camera doesn't have to be perfect, you know, just point and shoot, you know, maybe a couple different personas. I'm going to have to bring out my inner Nicki Minaj and Roman Polanski, right? I'm going to have some different alternate egos and whatnot. But that should be fun. We've done that before. That's what it's going to be. The slime, it's hard because the phone isn't, like my video camera on the phone isn't the best. So it goes in and out of focus too much. That causes a problem. And I can't seem to get a really crisp picture. And with the slime, it's like something you want to have in 4K if possible, at least 1080p, but it's got to be focused. And the focus just isn't working. We got another camera, and that camera, very disappointed. I wish we would have sent it back. That shit sucks. That one's constantly coming out of focus. Come on, man. You don't have a walk all of a sudden. Dude, with me, man. It's very busy up here, bro. You gotta act right. Come here. Short leash then. So we're going to get a little bit of chocolate, and we'll come back and I'll start getting ready. I already posted the link for tonight's stream. That's over on Fomo TV. You can check us out on Rumble, Pilled, Foxhole, same deal. D Live. We're even going to launch on Twitter for a little while, and of course YouTube. We'll do it again. Same thing. We'll go short time YouTube, and then we'll flip over. We got another demonetization last night for no apparent reason. So we have to go back and wait. Now it's like 3 to 5, 7 days, something like that. And then they'll come back and say, "Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with your video." Yep, no shit. I was very careful not to play any kind of like copywritten music last night or anything. So I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the problem bees, but that's why, and if I go out of bounds, then something else. So we're going to just keep going with it. But I think that this Dial Champs could be pretty interesting. Plus, I have like a built-in audience for that already. It's a brand new channel, but I think once I start putting some content up, I'll be able to bring like a few people over, that'll watch it, maybe 100 people or something. So that'd be a nice little boost, and hopefully, and it'll just be like short content, maybe some longer videos or whatnot. I think could be kind of cool. But there's enough content that I deal with at work, enough characters that I talk to, that I can definitely turn this into some kind of entertainment, Yeah, shit was work today, and it was shit. It was trash. Very trash, man. Very disappointed. I expected today was going to be a decent day. I think they were too, because they said they had like everybody come on, and it was bad. It was like really bad all day. Slow, a lot of nobody answering. Not good. Not good. It was I needed today, and it didn't pan out. So we wanted to go to Bike Week today, but we couldn't get funding for it, so we had to not go. Still could go tonight, but I know we're not going. you know, just what it is. Would have been nice though. Missed out on a good time. Come on, let's go. Stop, dude. You're in the middle of the road. Cut it out. Oh man, you guys gonna watch me get run over live here. Too much, man. He should know by now. That's the thing. There's so much noise and stuff, but I do this with him all the time. I don't see why he's still reacting like this. He should be ready to go. Maybe if I step on his hands a couple times, he'll learn how to walk again. All right, let's get our chocolate and get out of here. I wanted to go to the other store because it was like 50 cents cheaper, but I can't bring him in. I don't think they're going to let me bring him into the grocery store like they do here. They're pretty cool about it here. All right. Well, come on, bud. All right. Easy, bro. All right. So, is this my jam? I like that one, but I do like that one. Which one should I do? Fruit and nut or the regular dairy? I think maybe we'll go with the dairy. If I get the fruit and nut, it's like I chew it too quick. Huh? Oop. Oh man, wish I could get 2 of these bad boys. Yeah, I'm addicted to this. I used to be able to get a free coffee or something with. Now I don't want M&Ms. After eating this kind of chocolate, the Hershey's is garbage. Hershey's is just trash. Hello. Yeah, that's it for now. All right, here you go. I think that's 4. Thank you. You too. All right, guys, hold on. Let me get one of these lucky strikes out. Okie dokie, let's head back. Let's head back and we'll get ready for the show. Come on, bud, with me. Okay. Okie dokie. All right. But I'm getting him out of the house. He needed to get out, man. He was acting crazy. You know, when they start acting up, you get them out the house a little bit, get them a walk. They start feeling a little better. Sure, my chocolate's in my pocket. That would suck, right? I leave and I don't have it with me. Yeah, I do. Hopefully, it don't melt. I don't know. I'm hooked on that chocolate, man. You know, I do wish I would have went to the grocery store because it was about $1 cheaper. I damn near could have gotten 2 for the same price. I don't know why this lady's stopping, but I could have gotten 2 for the same price, basically. You know what's coming up? One of my favorite holidays, Easter, and they got. Oh man, I love them Cadbury eggs. You guys like them Cadbury eggs? Yo, I went last year. There was a shortage, and they were like $2 a piece. I couldn't believe that shit. They used to be $1. I mean, not that long ago. I mean, not even like when I was a kid talk. Like just when my kids were kids, I used to get 4 of them in the 4-pack for $1. Then they went to like 50 cents a piece, and I was like, okay. They were like $1, $2 last year each. So I'm like, damn, man. I didn't even buy any. I found them on sale somewhere for like 75 cents a piece. I think I came up there and they had them 2 for $1.50. So I was like, yeah, I'll get a couple. But jelly beans, best jelly beans in the world, Starburst. They didn't have them when I was a kid. My parents used to get like I don't know what they are. They're like cinnamon, the spice jelly beans, but they're good. I like the spice jelly beans. They're pretty good. But the Starburst are way better. And then they even have them where you can just get like the reds, because those are the best. The pinks and the reds and the orange. You know, I could give or take the greens and the yellows. But the berry ones are the very best. That's my jam. So, but yeah, so I'm thinking with, I got to get some kind of like a hook you know, like something that I can, every video that I make, I can do some kind of hook, you know, like a saying or something. I saw my boy Sergeant McCrae was back on. He said that when he got out of the Marines, he wasn't going to make any more content. And I guess I think he's going to have a hard time transitioning to new content. Maybe not, you know. He's pretty funny, but I think his whole shtick was walking around as a sergeant, you know, flexing and making videos about the irony of the military, which is exactly what I was going to do, except I was going to translate it and turn it into the irony of like what I do for, you know, work during the day, the gig that I have, you know, calling people that, you know, we got logs on this shit. They clearly sign up and they, you know, they request things, and then the stuff that ensues afterwards is comical, you know. The first one I'm doing basically is one of my favorites, where they get you on there and you talk to them for a few minutes, you know, and they're like, yeah, I got time. Let's do it right now. And you get ready to go ahead and, you know, transfer them, get paid. And then, you know, oh, I ain't got time. So it's like, what, you know? And so I'm going to show you exactly what I feel like when that happens. And so I think it'll be a lot of fun. You know, I get to create, and I was thinking about doing some of those on this channel, but I want to just see how this type of stuff plays on a different channel that's dedicated towards one type of content. There's too much stuff mixed up on here. My short today over on Fomo TV, I tried to keep it like within the lines in which we produce content, you know, same type of stuff. My shorts have been a little bit all over the place, but, you know, I tried to pull it back in. I mean, we do talk about real world things, news, you know, current events, politics, irony, hypocrisy. And so I tried to, in a loose way, tie it into the SVG? No, SVB bank, SVIB stock, which like no one can really get. And then like that shit dropped like 66.6%. So a lot of wrecked people. The FDIC is going to get involved. They're saying Monday they're going to give people, I don't know, vouchers or something. So, I mean, imagine you had a big chunk. And if you need FDIC to jump in, that means that you lost more than you lost up to 250,000, right? So they insure up to $250,000. So that could be a smaller amount. People who don't have the FDIC, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they'll insure you up to the 250. I always figured as a kid, like when I saw that growing up. Well, first of all, we never could fathom that the banks would fail, you know? I always figured the money was safe. Like literally, you have a safe in a bank because the money's safe, right? I didn't know about fractional reserve and all these, you know, tricks they play. So I never fathomed that you could have a bank crash. Now that I know, I'm like, well, who the hell would put more than 250,000 in a bank, any one given bank account? I wonder if it's like per bank account. So then, like, could you have 2.5 mil? Could you put like 10 counts, 250,000 each, or do they frown upon that? I'd be in different banks then. I mean, just hold cash in a locked deposit box seems like the best way to do it, because I don't think they can. Maybe they can. If the bank crashes, can you still have access to your locked deposit box, or do they get to go in there and open them all up and keep what's in there to try and give liquidity to the rest of the members? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, that'd be pretty shitty. I would think whatever you have in your locked deposit box is yours. So why even bother? If you have money like that, just slowly go in there over a span of like a few months or weeks or days or whatever it takes. I mean, even if it was like, 5,000 or 10,000 a day, it might be a pain in the ass, but you could go withdraw the cash, stick it in your safe deposit box. And then anytime, like, what's the difference? If the bank folds, as long as you have access to the safe deposit box, you can go open it up and there's your cash. So why leave it in their bank, in their vault, when it's in their vault anyway, in the safe deposit box, unless they're allowed to take everything that's in the safe deposit box. Not sure how that works. But a lot of people are going to be, this is the second largest bank collapse in U.S. history, apparently. This was, I didn't realize how big of a bank this was. When I heard Silicon Valley Bank, I figured that it was just like, you know, a run-of-the-mill bank in California, but apparently there's a lot of venture capitalists that keep like enormous sums in there. So this is a really big fucking deal. The fact that it happened on a Friday doesn't surprise me. The fact that Coinbase pulled this shit last night at like 11 o'clock at night, they're not going to allow you to do any swaps from USDC to USD. And their reasoning was because the banks are closed on Saturday and Sunday, so they're only going to do that during regular banking hours. Well, they were doing it fine prior to that, I guess. I mean, why would you need to put a notice up? People were trying to rush out. So then USDC became unpegged because they had a lot of their holdings in this bank. You see? Do you see the problem? So USDC put their holdings, which, you know, they were, see, and this is the shit, is that USDC was, from what I understand, they were like properly audited. They had money to back up and assets to back up, you know, and not just on their word. I believe they actually had a proper audit. So they had the funds and liquidity to back up the USDC token, unlike Tether. Tether is just in the air. You know, they're like, yeah, we got it, but that's it. Right? There's no real proper audit. It's the audits, they did the audit. So one thing USDC always prided themselves on, that, you know, it was provable and this and that. So problem lies, though, you put it in a bank, and there's a lot of money in USDC. I mean, they're not going to be they're ones that are not going to be able to go back and forth, have a bunch of safe deposit boxes with, you know, so much, or they're not going to be able to sit there and have, you know, 100, 200,000 different accounts with 250,000 or less in them. Right? They're going to have one big account for just, you know, for accounting purposes. Yeah, if they're not made whole, they're going to be a big problem. Now, if they own stock in this bank and the shit dipped that bad, now these are the times, you know, buy when there's blood in the streets type deal. There's going to be people bottom buying for sure. If you could get into SB, what is it? Silicon SVB. I think the stock is SVIB. But like, not everyone can buy that. That's one of them shares that, you know, you have to be wealthy to buy. You're not allowed to buy that unless you already got like a good amount of money. So, yep, it's on and popping, man. If you've been watching this channel and other channels that I've had, you know, we were ahead of the game. I warned about this, been warning about it since the beginning of the pandemic, to be quite honest. I was talking about hyperinflation kicking in and stuff during the pandemic. And when I started Fomo TV, the new channel, after the old one got taken down, you know, I alerted people when Evergrande went and started having problems about what the fallout was going to be. Now, it took a little while. It took a little longer than I thought it would, but I knew this was going to happen. Also, I was warning people about Evergrande. What was the other thing I was talking about in the beginning? Shit. I know, I've just been talking about this a lot, and said this is the first domino to fall. It was just a matter of time, because, you know, they miss a payment, someone else is missing a payment because they're not getting their payment, and then down the line it goes. It takes a while before it catches all up. You know, I don't know if Evergrande has ever, they haven't truly, you know, fixed that problem yet. They haven't recovered, maybe to some extent, but you know, that hurt a lot of people, right? They only paid certain people. They paid on interest maybe or whatever, but, you know, you ain't getting your money out. They stopped building certain buildings. Now you got buildings catching on fire and falling in China. That's what they are. They're a real estate holdings company in China. they seized all the money and they were like, oh, it's a government instrument now. Like, you can't get your principal out because it's a government instrument. We're using it. Sorry. I'll tell you what, man. Not that I feel bad for these uber wealthy people, but unfortunately, that's how it makes the world go round. You got to have uber wealthy people to create jobs and businesses. But I don't, it's like, okay, well, let them get a taste of what it's like. The rest of us out here fucking struggling and shit, boo fucking who. The only problem is that they go and they end up not hiring people, they cut jobs. And so it ends up hurting. They never really do suffer. They may not be able to take their vacation trip into Paris and, South Beach and all this other shit that they're used to doing. Maybe you don't get to do that this year, whatever. Got to close a few businesses. You're going to lay off a bunch of people. Small guy's going to get hurt no matter what. They always do. It's always a small guy gets hurt. It's always people like, well, you and me, basically. Unless you're like one of these uber wealthy people I'm talking about, in which case, help the brother out, man. Seriously. I was putting up content trying to save people from this. If you had any kind of money, I know nobody would listen to all the old meeks. What do I know? I don't know what I'm talking about, right? How would I know anything? But you know what? Oh, the petrodollar. That's what I was thinking. I was warning about the petrodollar collapsing when Saudi Arabia went and they signed a defense pact with Russia. That was supposed to be our thing. They don't need us then. The whole point was they had a trade in dollars and we would protect Saudi Arabia. As soon as they did that, boom, they killed the petrodollar. But it was a little known story. No one really listens. And like I said, no one listens to little old me anyway. So, which is crazy because it's not financial advice anyway. So, I don't blame you. Only because I don't have like a thing that can say I'm a financial advisor. But I tell you what, I know a lot more and I'm a lot smarter and I'm a lot more up to speed than a lot of your quote unquote financial advisors. Go keep listening to Jim Cramer. How's that working out for you? How come Jim Cramer can go on fucking, what is it, MSNBC or whatever channel he's on? He can consistently be wrong like the weatherman and get people absolutely freaking wrecked and crushed. He had just promoted this SVIB stock, which was the Silicon Valley Bank, talking about how it was a winner, encouraging people to get into it. And now look, boom, you're down like at least 50%, right? They're going to give you 50 cents on the dollar if you're lucky at this point. Maybe over time you'll recoup some of those losses. The smart people like Rothschilds and things like that, they'll know when to move, right? Probably when it was down 66.6%. Anybody who has a brain and follows like what we talk about, you would have heard that number. Like they're down 66.6%. You probably would have bought, because like it's a magic number. It's like pretty obvious, at that point. To see USDC depeg, that's a big deal. It's down to like 80 something cents on the dollar. So if you're sitting in crypto and you got a bunch of USDC and you wanted to cash out last night or whatever, or right now, I don't know if it's recovered yet. It probably will. They always seem to recover. People have short memories, they forget. But at one of these times, it's going to be a cascading effect. It's a controlled demolition is what we're having right now. This is a controlled demolition of the world economy. We're moving into a new type of money, right? They want 100% control, and the CBDC allows you to do that. So they're going to call in all the money. We just watched a documentary last night over on the Foxhole channel and Rumble channel. Same deal, Fomo TV. Be sure you go over there and check it out. Subscribe to both. Rumble will give you notifications, unlike YouTube. Rumble sends them out all the time, as long as you have the app. Rumble will let you know when I go live. But last night we watched a documentary on the creature from Jekyll Island. Very interesting. And essentially the same thing they did, and they talked about last night, is what's going to happen now. You can be assured all these banker families and whatever, the top echelon has gotten around. They circle the date. This day, we're going to go ahead. We're going to start bringing in all the money. How do you do that? You crash everything, right? You tax the shit out of people. You call in all your loans. You don't give any more out. You shrink the money supply, and then it causes a liquidity crunch. And there's not enough money floating around in the general population. Once upon a time, it was only a few million. Now you're talking about trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that are in existence. You start pulling that back in either through taxation or through interest payments. I mean, think about it. If you had $1 million you created and you put it into the market, into the population, right? There's no money. So now you create $1 million for everyone in the world. And then you're like, okay, well, you got to pay us back for this paper money that we printed out of thin air. that we don't really even own, but we designed it. So what? We own it. And now you owe us, since we're going to loan you $1 million to put into the economy, right? Just in order to be able to trade and transfer value, we want 10% back. I'm just throwing a number out there. It might be high, but whatever. 10%. So now you owe 1.1 million back on that. So to make $1 million into the economy, the government who takes this and distributes among the people, they owe 1.1 million. Well, how can you pay back 1.1 million if there's only $1 million in circulation? Well, you can't. It's like forever debt. You're in debt forever. And once they did this one time, the only way the government can get out of debt is by paying them. I don't know, maybe they could trade some real estate in or something in order to cover the other $1 million, right? They'd have to find some kind of commodity or asset to trade them. They can't just sit. That's why they're talking about making like this titanium or what is it, a platinum coin that's worth like $1 trillion or something. Like the coin itself is only going to be worth like, I mean, at the very most, tens of thousands maybe. Like how heavy of a freaking platinum coin you going to make? I mean, would it be worth 10, 20, $30,000, something like that? Just the titanium, or the platinum itself. Even if it was worth 100,000, that's nothing. But then they put $1 trillion stamp on it. Suddenly that thing's worth $1 trillion. It's the same shit. Well, you know what? The government could have been doing this all along. They could have been printing up their own money all along. But they decided to put it to the central banks, because once the central banks got their hooks into governments, it's a wrap, because now you owe, and you owe 10%, say, or 1%, whatever it is. There's more interest. The interest makes you have to owe more than the money supply. So how do you pay it off? Well, you don't. You just pay the interest payments all the time. And the way you do that is you steal from the people, right? So you have to take from someone else's personal wealth in order to pay this back. And you got to continue to do it, and you never stop. That's why nobody cares. They're like, oh, whatever, we owe 30 trillion, 32 trillion, 33 trillion dollars. Well, are you ever going to be able to pay that back? No, but we never planned on it in the beginning. So why not just let the governments print it up at zero debt, debt free? That's what the greenbacks did. This is what we learned in that show last night. And that was like the best form of dollars that we've had in the United States was the greenbacks, and central banks were sure to crush that. That was the whole idea with Jekyll Island, was to make sure that the greenback could never be done again, because you don't want debt-free money. They can't make anything. So whoever these people are, and then, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and, Morgans and all that, like going back, they're super smart. These guys are very cunning and, very evil, to be quite honest. They basically locked in all of humanity. It was the greatest heist of a world government ever. It was a heist of the United States when they did this in 1913. And now we're paying for it now. That's why people say the United States has been in bankruptcy since 1913, basically. Essentially, there's nothing we can do. We can't get out of it. So, and if they start calling in all the money, essentially through taxation, through interest payments, not putting out more loans, because, the governments pay back the interest. And they're like, okay, now that we paid you the interest back, we need those dollars back in order to spread it out through the economy. We need more money. We've got a lot of people. No, we're not going to make any more loans. Man, you could really fuck some shit up. You crash the economies of the world like that. You still got to pay people. You're going to do write paper IOUs. Sorry, there's not really enough money. And that's why with the current banking system, they just type it in the computer. But that's also why when you go to the bank, you try to pull out money. They're like, no, I'm sorry, we don't have cash money. You can use your credit card, though. I mean, I guess. But eventually they won't even be able to do that, because all them digits, they keep pulling them in. They take them off the books, and they just don't have it. Banks going loaning out 90%, 92%, 95%. It'll be interesting to see what kind of reserves this Silicon Valley Bank had on hand. They're supposed to have like so much fractional reserve. I think they can go to like 10. They only have to hold 10%. They can loan out 90%. Some banks were, when we found 2008, there were banks loaning out like 99%, like insane amounts. They didn't even hold cash. You gotta have some customers that are never coming back to be doing some ballsy shit like that. But, FUD is a mofo, and FUD will make people do bank runs, and that's what we're having right now. And you saw pictures from Friday of people lining up outside this bank trying to get their money, and they couldn't. And, as they say la vie. Oh, you can't see anymore? It's too dark. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get ready for tonight's stream, 8 o'clock over on Fomo TV. Be sure to be there, be square. All the links for FOMO is in the link tree. It's in the description below. I'll see you in a little while. Peace.